So there's a topic that's been going around the last little while that I have not made a video of, despite my channel being entirely social issues and world issues and events and this sort of thing, because I have been told in the past that I shouldn't talk about issues involving POCs because I'm white. So there's this thing going on in the States. I'm making it sound trivial, but Ferguson, basically, police shot an unarmed teenager, and now they are sending like riot police that are more armed, like weaponry and personal protection and everything else, than frickin' people in the army in war zones, and they're just abusing their power, and it's just a huge, horrid mess based off of racism, because apparently black people deserve to be treated like shit according to the police. I'm not agreeing with this in case somebody misquotes me, but yeah, I just want to say that I am against what they are doing and give my support to them, but not give my opinion so much, or I don't know, not give my say on the matter, because I have been told since I am white I should not talk about these issues. And honestly, I get enough freaking comment notifications already. I don't need 10 billion more bitching about how I'm a white girl and I don't know what I'm talking about. Basically, the way I see things when it comes to this kind of thing, not the Ferguson, the people bitching at me, if it's not worth my time or effort, I'm not going to get into an argument or discussion if I know that nothing fruitful will result of it. So yeah, yeah. And if you don't know what's going on in Ferguson, because I've been learning all this shit on Tumblr, Google it, seriously, just Google it, because there's like 10 billion posts that have shit about it. So yeah. Well, okay, I might give a little bit of my say. You know what? Fuck it. Just a little bit, okay? Just a little. Mostly talking about, like, what the fuck is happening with the States? Like, the more aware I am of the differences between the States and the rest of the world, and the more different they are becoming from the rest of the world in a negative way, the more I'm just, like, and I've said this in previous videos, I think the States is fucking nuts, and we just gotta seal up the whole fucking country and say we failed them. I'm joking, we should not do that. There are poor innocent souls in that country. There's too much corruption and racism and sexism, both going both ways, for all you MRAs, men's rights activists, get mad at me and call me a dumb feminist. Anyways, but there's a lot more to women, just saying, and saying that men are weak, it's also where feminism, oh fuck it, that's a whole other argument. Anyways, so racism, sexism, classism is a huge thing, and like, you know, homophobia, transphobia, all that other stuff, like the LGBTQ people are all freaking treated like shit in most of the world, most places in the world, in the States, sorry, I can't talk right now because this part is unplanned. Anyways, so, like, they keep getting worse and worse and worse, and despite the fact that no one in the country, other than the people who are doing these things, like it, and they're trying to change it, and the rest of the world is telling them, like, dude, fucking change that shit. And, I mean, Canada and whatever, obviously Canada's not, okay, it's better, almost said not much better, but it's still a decent amount of corruption. And you see, in Canada, our issue is that the way that the black people are treated in America, they do that with Native Americans, except since I don't understand, but a lot, like, there was this, not too long ago, there was this anti-fracking protest, which a lot of similar shit was happening, and the weird shit is that when it was happening, I was seeing tons of pictures and news about it, showing, like, they had people in military combating to peaceful protester. I even saw this one picture of one of them holding a gun up to a guy who was standing in front of a pregnant woman protecting her, and it said, apparently he had said below, You're gonna shoot somebody, shoot me, not her. And all this shit is like huge and everything else. And then a couple months later, I tried to look it up because I was talking to my brother about this, and I could find like 2 pictures versus the freaking the dozens of them. I don't know how, if it was up to 100 or hundreds. I don't know. I was seeing a gazillion of them on my newsfeed and Tumblr, and there were people downtown Ottawa where I live, you know, handing out flyers saying all this shit and informing people. I was seeing it like crazy, and now I can't find anything about it other than, you know, safe stuff that doesn't show how truly bad it was, but emphasizing the violence that resulted to their peaceful protests being met with frickin' guns and military combatant and all this other stuff. So this sort of thing happens here too, except I think they're just better at covering it up or something. Because, the natives are treated like shit here, as badly as the blacks people are in the States. And I don't know what the state of the Native Americans are, but because I'm in Canada, I see shit about that, because we don't treat the black people as, okay, there are some who do, but it's not much of an issue. But it's 2014. I would think by now we would have gotten past the whole racism thing. I mean, the only difference between a black person and a white person is that their ancestry came from somewhere where there was a shit ton of sun, so they needed to be protected from it, so they have more melanin in their skin. Whereas a white person ancestry came from somewhere where there wasn't a lot of sun, so they didn't get enough vitamin D from the sun, so their skin became paler. They had less melanin in their skin, so they could absorb more vitamin D and whatever from the sun. It's like such a stupid and small difference has affected, like, that has become such a huge issue, and I don't even think this was even that much of an issue in ancient times when I think about it, because, newsflash, ancient Egyptians were black. Black people in Africa, I know, it's revolutionary. And the people, they all traded and treated royalty like royalty equally among each other, like with people from Asia and India, from, you know, African countries such as Egypt, or European places like that sprouted up eventually, like such as Greece and Rome, and then that's just spread everywhere. But even Romans, the Roman Empire, like they spanned over like shit ton of land at their peak, and they had people of all races and creeds pretty much living in the Roman Empire. But unlike certain countries such as North America, the people who had lived there when they colonized it were more than welcome to still practice their own religion and speak their own language and all this other crap. Like, Romans managed it, why can't we? Okay, I've said enough. This video went way longer than I intended. Thanks for watching.